Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you've struggled to recall a name you know is right on the tip of your tongue? Trust me, you're not alone. As we get a little older, it's natural to wonder, is this just part of aging, or is there something I can do about it? Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not just about luck or genetics. Staying sharp after 70 is absolutely within your control. And today, we're going to talk about how. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue to create great content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's get started. Think of your brain like a garden. If you tend to it, water it, give it sunlight, pull the weeds, it'll thrive. But leave it untended, and well, let's just say none of us want that. The good news? You don't need fancy gadgets or complicated routines. Small, everyday habits can make all the difference. In this video, we'll explore simple, practical ways to keep your mind lively, curious, and strong, so you can keep doing the things you love, whether that's gardening, playing cards with the grandkids, or finally writing that memoir. Let's start with something you've probably heard before, but might not be taking full advantage of: keeping your brain active. Now, I'm not talking about solving advanced calculus problems, unless that's your idea of fun. It's about challenging yourself in ways that feel enjoyable. For example, my friend Margaret, she's 78, started doing crossword puzzles every morning with her coffee. At first she'd get frustrated, but now she's faster than her grandson. And it's not just crosswords. Try learning something new. A recipe, a hobby, even a few phrases in another language. Ever thought about baking sourdough bread? Or maybe picking up that old harmonica in the attic? It's like giving your brain a gentle workout. No sweat bands required. Now here's a question. When was the last time you had a good laugh with a friend? That brings me to my next point: staying socially connected. You see, our brains thrive on conversation, storytelling, even friendly debates. Isolation, that's the real enemy. But I'm not saying you need to host a dinner party every night. It could be as simple as calling a sibling, joining a book club, or even chatting with the cashier at the grocery store. My neighbor, Bill, volunteers at the library twice a week. He says shelving books keeps his body moving and his mind buzzing. Plus, he's made a few new friends along the way. The key is to find what feels meaningful to you. Maybe it's reconnecting with an old colleague, or finally taking that painting class at the community center. Every chat, every shared smile, it's like fertilizer for your brain. Now let's talk about something we often overlook: curiosity. Remember when you were a kid and asked why about everything? Why is the sky blue? Why do cats purr? That natural curiosity doesn't have to fade with age. In fact, leaning into it can keep your mind nimble. My Aunt Ruth started learning how to use a smartphone at 75. She's now the family's TikTok star. You don't have to dance on camera, of course, but try asking questions, exploring topics that intrigue you, or even playing tourist in your own town. Visit a museum, watch a documentary, or simply Google something that's been nagging at you. Curiosity isn't just for kids. It's a lifelong superpower. Now, these are just the first few steps on the path to staying sharp. And guess what? They're not chores, they're opportunities. Opportunities to laugh, to grow, to feel alive, but we're just getting started. Next, let's talk about how the food on your plate and the way you move your body can turn your golden years into your glowing years. Because staying sharp isn't just about your brain, it's about your whole you. You know, there's a saying I love. You don't stop laughing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop laughing. But let me add to that. You don't stop thriving because you age. You age faster when you stop nurturing yourself. And one of the best ways to nurture yourself, it's right here. Let's talk about feeding your brain, because what's on your plate matters more than you might think. Now, I'm not here to preach about kale smoothies or diets that make you miserable. Life's too short for that. But there are certain foods that act like little superheroes for your brain. Take omega-3s, for example. They're found in fatty fish, like salmon or sardines. My cousin Ed swears by his weekly salmon dinner. At 82, he still remembers every grandkid's birthday, down to the minute they were born. And if fish isn't your thing, walnuts and flax seeds are great too. Sprinkle them on oatmeal or yogurt. It's like giving your neurons a hug. Then there's the magic of berries. Blueberries, strawberries, even dark cherries. They're packed with antioxidants. Think of antioxidants as tiny bodyguards, fighting off the wear and tear in your brain. My neighbor Clara mixes a handful into her morning cereal. She says it's her brain candy. Sweet, simple, and effective. And don't forget hydration. Even mild dehydration can leave you feeling foggy. Keep a water bottle nearby, or try herbal teas if plain water feels boring. I'm partial to peppermint myself. It's like a spa day in a cup. Now let's shift gears and talk about moving your body. No, I don't mean training for a marathon, unless that's your thing. But staying active is like oiling the hinges of your brain. Even a 20-minute walk around the neighborhood can boost blood flow, sharpen your focus, and lift your mood. My friend Linda, she's 76, told me she started doing chair yoga during the pandemic. Now, she's teaching classes at the senior center. The key is to find movement that feels good. Dancing in the living room, gardening, even folding laundry with a little extra oomph. It all counts. And here's a tip you might not expect. Work on your balance. Balancing isn't just for gymnasts. Standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, or practicing Tai Chi in the park, strengthens the connection between your body and brain. It's like a conversation. Your muscles say, "Hey brain, we're here." And your brain says, "Got it. Let's keep this partnership strong." My brother-in-law, Frank, practices balancing every morning while his coffee brews. He calls it his daily brain handshake. Now let's tackle something we all struggle with from time to time. Sleep. And no, I'm not talking about those afternoon naps in your favorite armchair, though those are glorious. I'm talking about deep, restorative sleep. As we age, our sleep patterns can change. But poor sleep can leave your brain feeling like a dusty old filing cabinet. So what helps? A consistent bedtime routine. Maybe it's reading a book, listening to calming music, or sipping chamomile tea. My Aunt Rose swears by her 10 p.m. wind down. She even knits a few rows of her scarf to quiet her mind. And if you're lying awake at night worrying, try this. Keep a notepad by your bed. Jot down those swirling thoughts. Call the doctor tomorrow. Fix the leaky faucet. Remember to buy cat food. And tell yourself, I've got this handled. It's on the list. It's like giving your brain permission to rest. Because here's the truth. A well-rested brain is a resilient brain. And resilience is what keeps us sharp, no matter what life throws our way. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. But what if I've never been a health nut? What if I'm just starting now? Let me tell you, it's never too late. My pal George didn't touch a vegetable until he turned 70. Now, he grows his own tomatoes and says they're the reason he finally finished writing his novel. Small steps, friends. Small steps add up to big changes. We've covered a lot here. Food, movement, sleep. But there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to explore. The power of your mindset, your purpose, and the joy of embracing life's surprises. Because staying sharp isn't just about what you do. It's about why you do it. And that's where the real magic happens. You know, when my granddaughter asked me, Grandpa, what's the secret to staying young? I didn't mention vitamins or crossword puzzles. I told her, it's about waking up every morning and finding a reason to say, what if? What if I try something new today? What if I surprise myself? That spark, that sense of purpose, is the heartbeat of staying sharp. And it's something every one of us can cultivate, no matter our age. Let's start with mindset. Now, I'm not talking about positive thinking as some magic cure-all. Life throws curveballs, aches, losses, days when the rain just won't let up. But how we frame those challenges matters. My friend Esther, at 84, calls her arthritis her reminder to slow down and appreciate the little things. Instead of thinking, I can't do what I used to, she asks, what can I do differently today? It's not about ignoring the hard stuff. It's about refusing to let it define you. Try this. For every frustration, find one tiny victory. Didn't sleep well? Celebrate that cup of coffee that tasted just right. Forgot a name? Pat yourself on the back for remembering the story that goes with it. Now let's talk about purpose. Purpose isn't some grand, elusive thing. It's the why that gets you out of bed. Maybe it's tending to your roses, mentoring a young neighbor, or even keeping up with the news so you can debate your son-in-law at Sunday dinner. My uncle Charlie retired at 65 and felt lost until he started volunteering at an animal shelter. Now at 79, he's the dog whisperer of his town. He says those pups taught him more about patience and joy than any job ever did. Your purpose might be quiet, but it's yours, and it's the compass that keeps your mind focused and your heart light. Here's a simple habit that ties it all together: reflection. Take a few minutes each day to jot down what you're grateful for, what made you laugh, or even what puzzled you. My wife Helen keeps a joy journal, just a few lines before bed. Some days it's saw a cardinal at the feeder, others it's finally beat Frank at Scrabble. This isn't about writing a novel. It's about noticing the moments that add up to a life well lived. Reflection helps your brain process, learn, and, yes, even grow. So, let's tie this all together. Staying sharp after 70 isn't a checklist. It's a way of living. It's moving your body, feeding your curiosity, connecting with others, and nourishing yourself inside and out. But most of all, it's believing that you're never done growing, never done contributing, never done marveling at this wild, wonderful world. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Aging isn't about decline. It's about depth. The wrinkles, they're proof you've laughed, worried, loved, and lived. The moments you forget, they're just making room for the ones that matter most. So keep asking, what if? Keep planting those mental gardens. And remember, every day is a chance to learn, to connect, to surprise yourself. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small thing you'll try this week to stay sharp? Share it in the comments. Inspire someone else with your courage. And if this video resonated with you, pass it along to a friend. After all, we're in this together. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more chats like this. Because life after 70, it's not about slowing down, it's about shining brighter.